Welcome back to Edu Skills International. I am Limna Sebastian. I am admin panel member of Edu Skills International. And today we are going to discuss listening subtest. So we are going to deal with listening subtest. Listening subtest means this is the first test you are facing on your test day. I will give you a brief introduction. I know there are a lot of beginners are here. I can tell you that there are a lot of videos which is uploaded in our YouTube channel, and our mentor Father Salim Joseph, he explained in detail what is OET, what are the subtests, the scores, everything he explained. So you can watch that all videos. And today I am dealing with listening part A. In listening, we have three parts: listening part A, part B, and part C. And listening part A means it have two extracts and or consultations, and each extract have 12 marks. So part A have total 24 marks, and part B and C will get 18 marks. That means total 42 questions and 42 marks. So if you will get 24 out of 24 means, I can say that approximately you can score 57% marks in that listening subtest. And also part A is easier than part B and C. So try to score maximum 24 out of 24 in part A. It's easy. And as I said, it has two extracts. So extracts consultation. That means a conversation between a healthcare professional and a patient. We can see in detail. So I will give you some listening strategies. First one, in our question paper, we can see some gaps, like a fill in the blanks. So what we want to do means complete the gaps with exact word or phrase from the audio. The answer should be, we should write the exact word which what we heard from the audio. And the patient says the answers because it's a conversation between a patient and a health professional. So we will get 99% of answers from patient mouth. Okay, he will or patient will say the answers. But rarely we will get the answer from health professional as well. And what health professional doing means that person is guiding the conversation or direct the conversation. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Then one strategy is prediction or anticipation. I can say that it's a good skill. Why means we will get 30 seconds to read the questions before listening to the audio. In part A, we will get 30 seconds. Our mentor Father Salim Joseph, he will tell always that is golden 13 seconds. Yeah, it's a golden 30 seconds. Because if we utilize that 30 seconds very efficiently, we can score our better. Okay, how means during that 30 seconds, first thing, identify the keywords. Second thing, we should predict or anticipate the answer. I will tell you how we can predict or anticipate the answer. Okay, why it's important means, I think if we will predict or anticipate, or if we will think, okay, this will be the answer. So automatically, when we will listen the audio, our brain and our mind will eagerly wait. Is it correct or not? My answer is correct or not? Our brain will eagerly wait for that one. Okay, so we will give more concentration. So it's very good skill. During that 30 seconds, anticipate or predict the answer is very important. And another strategies are paraphrasing. Beware of paraphrasing, beware of synonyms, synonymous language. These are very important. Beware of adjectives. Okay, so I think if you watch Father's videos, there are a lot of strategies he's telling in reading and listening. The main thing is you should know about paraphrasing, synonyms, synonymous language, scales, contrast word, modal verb. Okay, so it is very important in listening also, because in language, in this language test, they are assessing our competency in English language. So the OET aspirants, they should know about this one, how the sentences are paraphrasing, because in question paper or in the text, what they are writing, the same thing they are paraphrased in your audio. Okay, so we should know about the synonyms. If you know these things, definitely it will help in all subtests. This is the first page we are facing during our examination day, listening subtest. Okay, I will just play the audio.
Occupational English Test. Listening Test. This test has 3 parts. In each part, you'll hear a number of different extracts. At the start of each extract, you'll hear this sound. You'll have time to read the questions before you hear each extract, and you'll hear each extract once only. Complete your answers as you listen. At the end of the test, you'll have 2 minutes to check your answers. Part A. In this part of the test, you'll hear 2 different extracts. In each extract, a health professional is talking to a patient. For questions 1 to 24, complete the notes with information you hear. Now, look at the notes for extract 1.
The first page in listening subtest. So here you hear that our extract will hear once only. So the audio we can't go back and listen. So the more concentration is needed here. And also you will get 2 minutes at the end of the test, and at that time you can check the answers. And they are explaining what is in part A. There is 2 different extract, and a health professional is talking to a patient. So 1 to 24, we should complete the note with the what we hear. So why I am saying this one? This is the first page. So now look at the notes for extract 1. At that time only we can turn the page. So for reading part A, we will get 30 seconds only to read the question. No more seconds. So that's the reason I am showing this introduction. This is in 1 page. So another question will come in next page only. So that when they are telling now look at the notes for extract 1, that time only we can move to next page. Otherwise it will come under malpractice. This is the second page. Here we can see there is a context, and there is questions. So this is I taken from OET official site sample 4. So thank you OET for allowing me to use this material for teaching purpose. So this is the second page, just to see. Okay, so now we will see in detail. Okay, here you can see the context. Okay, we will play the audio.
Extract 1, questions 1 to 12. You hear a paediatrician talking to the mother of a 6-year-old boy called Daniel. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
So this is the context. That means here the health professional is a pediatrician, and he is talking to the patient is a 6-year-old boy. His name is Daniel, but he is talking to the relative of patient. He is talking to the mother of that boy. So while hearing that one, in the fraction of second, you should think, okay, it's a pediatrician and it's a mother. So mother, maybe she will explain the disease condition of the her baby or her son, and so she may use the pronouns during her conversation, he or his, like that. Okay, and this time only we will get 30 seconds. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes. They will tell like that. That time we will get 30 seconds. And now I will tell how we can use these 30 seconds. Okay, here you can see the questions. There is 1 to 5 questions are there. And you can take one small piece of paper and pen, and I will tell you, I will give you 10 seconds time. So in this time, you just predict the answer. Okay, I will give you one example. That means, and you should identify the keywords as well. Here, the heading is description of physical complaint. That is important. We should read the headings, subheadings, everything. So, description of physical complaint. Okay, while reading that one itself, we should understand. Below that, they will mention the signs and symptoms of that patient. Okay, so that is very important. That is an important keyword. And also in first one, they written skin on Daniel's hands is both. So here the keywords are skin and hands. And very important thing is both. Both is the very important keyword here. Why means we should expect two answers here. Both means definitely the answer will, two answers will come. So we should predict that one. And skin on Daniel's hands is both. So skin on Daniel's hands. Okay, maybe mother will tell how it looks like. Okay, we can predict two answers that may be adjective. Adjective means it will modify or describe the noun. Okay, so we can predict two adjectives there. Okay, so that's the way we should predict. Okay, so I will give you 10 seconds. You just predict the answers and identify the keywords from here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so your time starts now. Okay, anyway, I will give you 10 seconds. You can start. Okay, time up. We will go to next screen. Okay, here also 6, 7, 8 there is. You can find out the keywords and you can predict the answer. Again, I will give you 10 seconds. Okay, time up. I hope all are writing. Okay, we will move to next slide. Okay, your time start now. 10 seconds. Okay, time up. So I don't know how many of them can predict this answer, but don't worry. If you can't, means there is no worries, because while practicing we can. So I want to remind you all, only 30 seconds are there. So that is very precious time. So use it effectively. Okay. So we will move to next slide and I will tell you how we can predict or anticipate the answer. Okay, here you can see, as I said earlier, when we will get the time to read, just read the headings, subheadings, everything. That is important, because these headings may be the question of healthcare professional. Here it's written description of physical complaint. Maybe we can hear in the audio the health professional, that pediatrician is asking to mother what is his problem, like that. So we should aware of these headings, because it will guide our conversation. And the first one I already told. Second one, Daniel's pain described as. So here the pain described as means we can predict some adjective there. Okay, maybe the words like maybe mother will tell the pain is mild or moderate or dull pain, or he have constant pain, like that. So we should familiar with these types of words as well. Okay, and next, so here the hedging words is pain described as. So we are predicting the answer is maybe a adjective. Then again, no itching or scratching. Here, that also important. Itching or no itching or scratching. Because why means we should listen for that one. because mother will tell, okay, there is no itching or scratching. Because why we want to listen means because next she will tell our answer. Okay, so we should listen for that one. The third point there it written occasionally accompanied by. So we can predict maybe she will tell another symptom because there is no itching or scratching. That are also some symptoms, but the son doesn't have that one. But occasionally accompanied by. So occasionally that is an important word because maybe the mother will use some synonyms there sometimes. Okay, that are important keywords, and we can expect maybe mother will tell some symptoms there. Okay, next bullet point is Daniel's condition began last. What we can predict here? We can predict maybe she will tell some time phrase here because it's written as began last. Began last means when it started. The condition started at, so we can predict some time phrase there. Next one, Daniel's symptoms worsened by dash. So in that gap, we can predict, maybe we can predict some noun there because something when he is doing, at that time, the symptoms are becoming worsen. So here, worsen is the key word. It's very important to listen that word, worsen, or synonyms for worsen. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. We can move to next slide. Okay, so here you can see next heading. Treatments already tried. That also very important. And because maybe the healthcare professional here, the pediatrician, maybe he will ask what are the treatments you given like that. So it's guiding us. And under that, there are 4 bullet points are there. So mother will tell maybe over the counter remedies that is important. We can mark that one also because after telling the over the counter remedies, we will tell next remedies what are the things she used. Next thing, home remedies. That one also important keyword. You can underline that keywords during examination time. Okay, important keywords. So while underlining that keywords is important because when you hear in audio, you can suddenly we can remember. Okay, this is the one, this is the one, like that we can remember. Okay, so under home remedies, wearing silk gloves at night. Here the keyword is silk gloves. So we should listen for silk gloves because after the silk gloves, our answer will come. Okay, another one, treating with dash. So we know treating with any medication, any ointment or cream, because they are telling about skin of hand. Okay, so maybe we are a health professional, we can predict like that. Maybe medication related to something, creams or ointments, something we can predict. Okay, definitely there is a medication. And also next one, uses his sister's dash. So maybe medication, maybe sister also have same issues means maybe we can predict it may be a medication because it's all telling about the treatments. Sometimes our prediction is wrong, but don't worry because 95% it may be correct. Okay. Then seems to improve during the dash. So during the, we know it's a time phrase. We can predict time phrase there. So improve is one important keyword there. During the is very important keyword there because we should listen for when the patient getting improvement, during which period. So we should carefully listen for that in audio. Okay, we will move to next slide. Okay, here the heading is background information. So mother is telling about the background information of her son. So first one is Daniel has no problems at school. So no problems. That is also one keyword because we should listen for that because next one is our answer will come. And people describe Daniel's character as. So here also we can expect some adjective because yeah, they are explaining how his character, they are describing. So what people thinking. this is son. So mainly childs are very naughty. Maybe they have stubborns or tantrums are there. Like that, some things. Their character is like that. So we can expect like that any words. And it's written Daniel has tantrums. So under that it's written finds any dash to handle. So here in this gap we can predict some noun because it's written like that. Something is very difficult for Daniel to handle, to adjust. Okay, so we can predict like that. Again, Daniel is overly worried about dash on his foot. So here the keywords are overly worried. Maybe Daniel is very conscious and or he's very worrying about something because on his foot. That also very important because we don't know which word, but we can predict. Okay, there is something present on his foot. That's the reason he is maybe worried. We can predict like that. Maybe the answer is no. Okay. Then next one, mother's concern, another heading. So that heading is important. So again under that, she worries he may be developing dash. So she worries. Here worries is very important. May is very important. Developing is important keyword. So mother is telling her worries or her concern. What? He may be developing. So maybe is a may is model verb. May means it's a possibility is telling. So what? Developing dash. So we can predict. It's maybe a disease condition, she will tell. Okay, but we don't know what condition. We can expect. Okay, while hearing the audio, we can expect if there is they are telling any disease condition or not. Okay, so this is the way we are predicting our answers. Now we took a lot of time, but I want to tell you by practice you can do this one within 30 seconds. So while practicing time, don't take too much time. Only you should they will give 30 seconds. Within that particular time you should underline all the headings, subheadings, keywords as I mentioned here, and just predict what will be the answer. Okay, it may be symptoms or disease condition or it may be adjectives or so while listening the audio we will very carefully we will listen, we will give more concentration because our prediction is correct or not, or if it is correct means we will get more happy. If it's wrong also no problem because we will give more okay it's okay, that's the reason it came like this. Okay, we will think like that. And also I want to tell you that check this the grammar also, grammatically also we want to, because first one it's written both, so we should expect two answers there. Same like we should think if sometimes it will come, answers will come singular nouns or plural nouns, so be careful with that one also. Okay, now we will go to next slide. Okay, here in this slide, okay, you take one piece of paper and pen and number it 1 to 12. We will play the audio. You can answer it. It will take only 3 minutes. Okay, please answer it. 1 to 12.
Mrs. Lowings, come in, please. I believe you're here to see me about your son, Daniel.
Yes, he's 6 years old now, but I wanted to talk to you without him being here, at first anyway.
Yes, of course. So tell me what seems to be the problem.
Well, it's his hands. They're in really bad shape. It's mainly the skin, the way it looks. It's so cracked and dry. He's reluctant to complain about it, but I've managed to get him to tell me that it does hurt. Now, from what he says, I believe the pain is pretty much constant.
Right. Is this accompanied by any other symptoms?
Well, yes. Although there's no itching or anything like that, I mean, I've never seen him scratching them. But the most worrying thing is that there's even bleeding sometimes.
Right.
Right. I just don't understand how they've got so bad.
So when did all this begin?
Oh, it's been months now. I thought it would clear up in the spring when the weather got warmer, because I initially put it down to that cold snap we had last winter.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, because that's when we first noticed it. But obviously I was wrong. I've tried to pin down what sets it off, and the thing I keep coming back to is all the hand washing. It makes it worse. And now I've tried to stop him, but it just upsets him if he can't do it, so we've, well, kind of given in.
Have you tried any treatments?
Oh, yes. We started with creams for dry skin, you know, just about every remedy you can buy over the counter. And they all helped a bit, but not much. And once we'd exhausted all those options, we moved on to the home remedies from the internet. I read about things like getting him to wear silk gloves at night. Let me tell you, they weren't very practical.
Yes.
And he was okay with the petroleum jelly treatment, though, so that's one of the things that we still use now. But also his older sister Sarah has eczema, so another thing we're doing is using Sarah's aqueous cream.
Yes.
Sarah doesn't mind, but Daniel hates using his sister's stuff. And I don't want it to sound like I'm making things out to be worse than they actually are. It isn't always terrible. Some weeks are better than others. Like, for instance, during the school holidays, there's a definite improvement then.
Can you tell me a bit more background information about Daniel? How is he generally?
Well, in some ways he's fine. I mean, he's doing well at school, but his teachers have alluded to the fact that he's highly strung. That's definitely how I'd sum him up too. Take, for example, his tantrums. Last week, all hell broke loose because he had to go to the childminder on a different day. He spent the whole 3 hours there crying his eyes out. And this is a lady who's looked after him since he was 5 months old, so it's not like he doesn't know who she is.
Right. So he finds it hard to cope with change. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, yes, but it's not just that. When we go on a family day out, I now have to wrap all of his food in plastic cling film or he just won't eat it. He's convinced it'll have germs on it. Honestly, it's just making things impossible.
So what are your main concerns?
Well, I've done a fair bit of reading up on this, and that's why I wanted to come to see you by myself at first. I've heard about conditions such as Asperger's, but I don't honestly think it's that. What I am worried about is the possibility that this could be OCD, or at least the start of it. And what I'm worried about is what's the best way to handle it.
Well, you did the right thing coming to see me. What I would...
I hope all are done. Okay, we will go through the answers. So this is the script of that audio. Okay, so why I'm showing this one? When you are practicing, just use this script. These samples in official OET site, there are 4 samples are there. There is also script also they written, and also in our application, Edu Skill application, for all listening materials, there are part A, part B, part C separate. Each of the 6 materials are there, and the mock test materials are there. Every material have their script. So just go through that script and identify how we are getting these answers, because it will definitely help you to improve your score. Because while going through this script only, we will know, okay, this answer is coming like this, and where we want to give more stress or where we want to give more importance, how we can apply our skills, strategies, everything. Okay, so just to go through this script, because in our Edu Skill, there are many members, lot of members, means admins, admin angels, mentors angels. They're working hardly, and they because of their work only, we have all the materials have like this script. So utilize that one. Okay, and here I just highlighted the health professional conversation in blue color. Why means you can read it. Okay, Mrs. Lemmings, coming please. I believe you are here to see me about your son Daniel. Okay, next one. Yes, of course. So tell me, what seems to be the problem? Why I'm highlighted this one means, while listening any material, just write down some, if you feel that is very nice way of asking, he's asking nice sentences means you just write it down and use it in your speaking, because that is also very good way to improve your speaking. Because here I like these words. Because here the pediatrician asking, yes, of course. So tell me what seems to be the problem. That's a nice question. We can use it in our speaking session. Okay, and also he is telling, right, is this accompanied by any other sentence? We can use that one. In between, he is using the word right, so, all right. Of course, we can use these words in speaking. So, all subtitles are related. Okay, so use your talents here, and these are small tips. We can use it. Now we will check in detail how we are getting the answer. Okay. So here it's written description of physical complaint in the question booklet. Here we identified that description of physical complaint is important keyword, important heading, and the skin, hands, both, pain described as. These are the important keywords. So in audio we can hear the doctor pediatrician is asking. So tell me what seems to be the problem. So here the problem. That means actually it's a paraphrasing of this one. Description of physical complaint. Synonym for complaints, physical complaint. He's asking the problem. So that heading is the question of health professional. And below that, the mother is saying, well, it's his hands. Hands, we should listen that one because hands is our keyword. They're in a really bad shape. It's mainly the skin, the way it looks. It's so cracked and dry. So while hearing hands, it makes it mainly in the skin. So we should give more attention because our answer will come next. So we should carefully listen, and the answer came. It's so cracked and dry. Okay, as I said earlier, because it's written both. So we have two answers here, cracked and dry. These are two adjectives. Okay, then he is reluctant to complain about it, but I have managed to get him to tell me that it has hurt. From what he says, I believe the pain is pretty much constant. So the word constant is used here to explain the pain. Okay, this is the way we are getting the answers. So I will play the audio so you can hear once again.
Yes, of course. So tell me what seems to be the problem.
Well, it's his hands. They're in really bad shape. It's mainly the skin, the way it looks. It's so cracked and dry. He's reluctant to complain about it, but I've managed to get him to tell me that it does hurt. Now, from what he says, I believe the pain is pretty much constant.
Okay, so this is the way you are getting the answer. Next, we will move to next slide. Here, this one I written because it's here we can see pain described as constant. So while listening many listening materials, you can identify this type of words related to pain. What are the words you can collect? You should be familiar with these type of words like mild, moderate, or crushing pain, or dull pain. Maybe the patient will tell it's like excruciating. Here the word used constant. So just take a book, and in one page you should write like this. Under the pain, you should write these words, and always familiar with these words, because when you are hearing okay pain described as, you can expect any of these words. Okay, because it's important, because always the patients, they are using layman's language. We should listen for that layman's language. They will not tell any medical terms or technical terms. So it's very important. I will show you another example. For example, sensation. For sensation also, we can say like this: burning, bloating, numbing, tingling. Okay, while you are practicing any material, just write it down, because always same things only will come. Okay, so you can, it's like a one small tip you can use. Now it's third question. Here, our important keyword was occasionally. Okay, now we can see the script. Right, is this accompanied by any other symptoms, the health professional is asking. So we know accompanied, it's written clearly in question paper, occasionally accompanied by. So the question is asked by pediatrician. So definitely our answer will come from our patient mouth. Here the mother will say the answer. So we should carefully listen the audio. She's telling, well, yes, although there is no itching or anything like that, I mean, I have never seen him scratching. So you can see, although it's a complex sentence. That's also very important in reading and listening. All strategies are using here same. So here she is using although. So give some concentration there, because while listening the audio we can give some concentration there, because although there is no itching or anything like that, I mean, I have never seen him scratching means, okay, no itching and scratching is finished. So next our answer will come. Then, but the most worrying thing is that there is even bleeding sometimes. But is very important, or because it's a contrast word. After the contrast word, definitely there will be answer. Okay, so here it's telling, but the most worrying thing, most is the scale used there. Uh, Even bleeding sometimes. So bleeding is the answer, and occasionally. So occasionally means the synonyms for sometimes used here. So like that, while practicing, just give importance to these contrast word, model verb, scales, everything. Okay, there will be answers. So here third one answer is bleeding. Okay, we will go to next slide. So fourth one, Daniel condition began last. Began last is the keyword, worsened is keyword. And here the pediatrician is telling, so when did this all begin? So when it started, so begin, same. So we will listen carefully. Then the mother will tell, oh, it's been months now. Okay, our expectation is there will be a time frame. So time she will tell some time frame there. So she already told it has been months now, but our answer is not months, because she's telling it started, it's been months. Okay, but it's written here, Daniel's condition began last when the particular time we needed. I thought it would clear up in the spring. So again, one time phrase here, spring. But that one also not our answer, because this is mother thought it would be clear, it would clear up in the spring, but it didn't clear up. Okay, when the weather got warmer, because I initially put it down to that cold snap we had last winter. This is our answer. So I mean, because that's when we first noticed it. Again, she confirming when they started to notice winter, last winter. So the term last is here in the question also. So our answer is winter. But obviously I was wrong. There is contrast word, but it's not related to this one. Here it's saying she's saying that she thought it will clear up in spring, but it is not. So that's the reason she is telling I was wrong. I have tried to pin down what sets it off. And the thing I keep coming back to is all the hand washing. So sets it off means she's finding what is the reason for it, why it will happening. So she understood that hand washing is the reason. It makes it worse. So we know Daniel's some symptoms worsened by. So our answer is hand washing. So again she is telling it makes it worse. It means here hand washing. Okay, like in reading we know we have lexical questions like that. It here the word subject here is hand washing, so it came here. It makes it worse. So our answer is hand washing. I will play the audio so you can listen.
So when did all this begin?
Oh, it's been months now. I thought it would clear up in the spring when the weather got warmer, because I initially put it down to that cold snap we had last winter.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, because that's when we first noticed it. But obviously I was wrong. I've tried to pin down what sets it off, and the thing I keep coming back to is all the hand washing. It makes it worse. And now I've tried to stop him, but it just upsets him if he can't do it, so we've, well, kind of given in.
I hope you can see. Here we can see our important keywords treatments already tried. So that heading you can see in the script, the pediatrician asking, have you tried any treatments? Okay, so what I'm saying, once if you, because audio will go and we will be tensed during our examination. Sometimes if we lose one answer, don't worry, don't stuck there. We should move on. How we can, how we will know means when there is health professional, they are guiding us because they each heading may be the question of that health professional. Okay, so we should, that's the reason I'm telling, just use that 30 seconds efficiently because underline the keywords, underline the headings. Once underline the, once we will do underline, our mind will automatically remember, okay, this is the things we should listen. Okay, you can use while practicing, you can use these tips. Okay, so here pediatrician asking, have you tried any treatments? Then mother is telling, oh yes, we started with creams for dry skin, just about every remedy you can buy over the counter. So over the counter, one key point, okay. Again, she will tell some home remedies. Okay, she is continuing and she is telling, once we would exhausted all those options, we moved on to the home remedies from the internet. Okay, I read about things like getting him to wear silk gloves at night. So silk gloves is important because after that only our answer will come. Then again, she is telling that were not practical. He was okay with petroleum jelly treatment, though. So that one of the things that we still use now. So next treatment is our answer. So this is our answer: petroleum jelly. Yeah, treating with the petroleum jelly. We predict that there is something medication or maybe ointment. It's correct. It's a petroleum jelly. Our predictions are correct. Again, she's telling, but also his older sister Sarah has eczema. Yeah, there is some skin problem for his sister as well. So another thing we are doing is using Sarah's aqueous cream. So our keyword is sisters. So he's using something, some medication. Yeah, we predicted like that. Same, our prediction is correct here. That in audio we can hear Sarah's aqueous cream. Aqueous cream is the correct answer. Again, but Sarah doesn't mind, but Daniel hates using his sister's stuff. I don't want to. Want to sound like I am making things out to be worse than they actually are. It is not always terrible. Okay. Next, our point is seems to improve during the. So we should listen or when she will tell improvement. Okay. So from this statement itself, we can give more attention. It is not always terrible. Some weeks are better than others. Okay, some weeks, some scales are using better than. Okay, comparative. Okay, better than other weeks. Some weeks are better. Like for instance, for example, she is telling during the school holidays. So during the same sentence, same word used in uh, question also during the. So our answer is during the school holidays. It's better. There is a definite improvement then. Okay, again she is confirming there is a definite improvement. So our answer is school holidays. Seems to improve during the school holidays. If you want to listen audio, you play the audio also. So it will help you.
Have you tried any treatments?
Oh, yes. We started with creams for dry skin, just about every remedy you can buy over the counter. And they all helped a bit, but not much. And once we'd exhausted all those options, we moved on to the home remedies from the internet. I read about things like getting him to wear silk gloves at night. Let me tell you, they weren't very practical.
Yes.
And he was okay with the petroleum jelly treatment, though, so that's one of the things that we still use now. But also his older sister Sarah has eczema, so another thing we're doing is using Sarah's aqueous cream.
Yes.
Sarah doesn't mind, but Daniel hates using his sister's stuff. And I don't want it to sound like I'm making things out to be worse than they actually are. It isn't always terrible. Some weeks are better than others. Like, for instance, during the school holidays, there's a definite improvement then.
By listening this one, you can see that you can hear they're giving some stress during these answers. She's giving more stress to petroleum jelly, Sarah's aqueous cream. Okay, while practicing, it's easy to identify some answers. They are giving some stress to that answers. Okay, not always. Sometimes they will they will tell and go. Okay, so concentration and we should careful listen is needed. We will move to next screen. Okay, here you can see in script. It's written. Pediatrician is asking, can you tell me a bit more background information about Daniel? So our heading is background information. So now mother will start to tell all the background informations. So first bullet point, we want to listen. Okay, there is no problem at school. Okay, she is telling. Well, in some ways he's fine. I mean, he's doing well at school. That means there is no problem. Okay. Then again, the game people describe Daniel's character as dash. So we predict there is some adjectives will come. Okay. Anyway, in script we can see, but again the contrast word. So our answer will come after this contrast word. So his teachers have alluded to the fact that he's highly strung. So highly strung is the answer. His teachers have alluded, the teachers are concluded that the fact is that he is highly strung. His character is like that. That's definitely how I would sum him up to. So mother's opinion also same thing. Teachers also telling same. Mother also telling same thing. His character is like highly strung. So the word they used in the question, people describe. So our answer is highly strung. We should write these both thing because highly strung, two words we should write. Highly also very important adjective here. If you write strung only, they will not give mark. Again, take for example his tantrums, everything. Again, she is explaining about his tantrums. And you can see in blue color, I highlighted that all hell broke loose, eyes out. These are some idioms they are using. You can see like this lot of idioms they are using in listening part A. If you are interested, means you can, after the session, you can go and you can check the meaning of these idioms. Okay. Now, again, the pediatrician asking, right. So he finds it hard to cope with change. Is that a fair assessment? He is asking. So, you know, our bullet point, we can say Daniel has tantrums. Under that, finds any, there is a gap, hard to handle. So, while listening this one, we can understand the answer is change because it's totally paraphrased. Yeah. Here it's written, finds any change hard to handle. Okay, the pediatrician is telling. So he finds it hard to cope with change. Handle, cope with, synonymous languages are there. Okay, so here the answer came from the health professional's mouth. Okay, very rarely it will come. So that also important. Then he's asking, is that a fair assessment? And mother is telling, yes, she's agreeing that one. And but it's not just that. Here the contrast word she used, she's not disagreeing that one. She want to explain more about him. She's telling not only not only that's the problem. There are a lot of problems with him. Okay. So again our question, Daniel is overly worried about we predict that something present on his food. Okay, we will check the script. Again, she is telling, but it's not just that. Okay, again, it's a contrast word. She want to explain more. When we go on a family day out, I now have to wrap all of his food. Food. This is our keyword. Okay, be careful that in plastic cling film, or he just won't eat it. He is convinced. That means convinced. In the question paper, we can say overly worried. It will have germs on it. Germs. So our prediction is correct. He is thinking something present on in that food. So what is that? Germs, a noun. Okay, on it. Here it means food. Germs present on food. Okay, so this is the way you should find the answers. So first time while listening these things, it's sometimes difficult. So that's the reason I'm telling, go through the script and find out how it's coming. Okay, so this is the way the answer is coming. So our answer is germs. Again, next heading is mother's concern. So again, that one is the question of pediatrician. So what are your main concerns? And in question, she worries he may be developing. So we predicted she may tell some disease condition. May she also, the keyword is here important, maybe means there is a chance or possibility. She will tell some possibility of the condition because she doesn't know is it confirmed or not. Okay, well, we can see the script. Mother is telling, well, I have done a fair bit of reading upon this, and that's why I wanted to come see you by myself at first. I have heard about conditions such as Asperger. Okay, this is the one condition. So don't write immediately, okay? We predicted one disease condition Asperger's. But that's the wrong answer because the audio is continuing. But again, contrast word. So the answer will come after that. Why what she is telling? But I don't honestly think it's that. What I am worried. Okay, in question there is her worries. She worries. Mother is worried. So here she is telling what I am worried about is the possibility that this could be OCD. Okay, possibility. The modal verb may used in question paper. In answer, in audio we can listen possibility. Directly they are telling possibility that this could is a modal verb. These all things are very important. You can like this way you can apply all the scales. Okay, strategies. So what will be our answer? This could be OCD. So OCD is the disease condition. She is thinking his son have OCD, maybe OCD. Okay. So, or at least the start of it. And what I am worried about is what's the best way to handle it. So you just check that last bullet point is written. She wants advice on how to deal with the situation. They totally beautifully they paraphrase that sentence. What's the best way to handle it? How to deal? In audio you can hear what's the best way to handle it. Okay. So this is the way we are finding the answer. Okay. We can listen to the audio.
Can you tell me a bit more background information about Daniel? How is he generally?
Well, in some ways he's fine. I mean, he's doing well at school, but his teachers have alluded to the fact that he's highly strung. That's definitely how I'd sum him up too. Take, for example, his tantrums. Last week, all hell broke loose because he had to go to the childminder on a different day. He spent the whole 3 hours there crying his eyes out. And this is a lady who's looked after him since he was 5 months old, so it's not like he doesn't know who she is.
Right. So he finds it hard to cope with change. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, yes, but it's not just that. When we go on a family day out, I now have to wrap all of his food in plastic cling film or he just won't eat it. He's convinced it'll have germs on it. Honestly, it's just making things impossible.
So what are your main concerns?
Well, I've done a fair bit of reading up on this, and that's why I wanted to come to see you by myself at first. I've heard about conditions such as Asperger's, but I don't honestly think it's that. What I am worried about is the possibility that this could be OCD, or at least the start of it. And what I'm worried about is what's the best way to handle it.
Well, you did the right thing coming to see me. What I would...
So I hope you got it, how we can get the answers, how we can predict, and how we should underline the headings and the keywords, how we are identifying. Okay, now while writing these answers, how we should write the answers. So your answers must only write the words that you hear in the audio. Okay, don't write our prediction. Just what you are hearing, same word you should write. And don't paraphrase the answer. They will paraphrase the questions, everything. You can hear the paraphrased sentences in audio, but don't paraphrase the answer. Your answer should be what you hear in the audio, you should write it. Okay, answers are legible, it should be readable, and answers must make some grammatical sense. Always think about if they are written both, means two answers should come, and also sometimes check that it is a plural or singular, like that you should check. Then check the spelling and the answers. Same thing, you should check the spelling. Minor spelling mistake they will accept, but if the meaning of that word is different, means they will not give mark. Okay, do not repeat the words from the question. That means, for example, in our one question, it's written last winter. So our answer is winter. Already in the question there is last. Again, because we are tensed and that time with a hurry while we are writing, again we are writing last winter. So they will not give mark. We will lose our mark. So do not repeat the words from the question. Exact, the answer should be right. And again, anticipation is a good skill. Already I told how it will help. Then you can make notes, but cross through them if it is not a part of your answer. That means during these 30 seconds, we are what we are doing, we are writing some, maybe you will get time to write, you can make some notes, simple notes. So at that time, after that we will get 2 minutes at the end of the test. So at that time we should check it, because uh, if we don't have the time to rub it, okay, so just cross it. In official OET site, they are always telling just cross it, because otherwise they will consider it as an answer. So if you are making any notes, so if it is not a part of your answer, just cross through it. Okay, these are simple things, but if you are not focusing on that, because if you are doing like that, means you will lose a mark. So, 1 mark is very important. So we don't have any negative mark. And if you are writing something and it is correct, but they will not give any half mark or anything. If it is wrong, they will completely, we will not get any marks. Okay, we will lose our marks. So we will go to next slide. Here I written some reasons for incorrect answers. So same things only. Again, incomplete answer, paraphrased answer, or including words from surrounding notes, or illegible, unclear answers, more than one answer. For example, here in the last, while okay, we predict maybe that is a disease condition. So we are writing Asperger's also we heard, and also we heard OCD. We are writing both Asperger's / OCD. So they will not give mark. It is an incorrect answer. So write the correct answer, only one answer we should write. Okay. So these are what I'm saying. These are the simple things. Just focus on it. Okay. Okay, we will complete soon. We will go to next slide.
No, you are giving correct thing only, because we should remember all these things. It is
Ma'am, you are giving good strategy. We are getting.
instruction.
Earlier, I was finding difficulty in this
Yes,
listening. Now I am finding it easy.
Okay. So
Thank you.
now I will tell some tips which I used during my practice session. Okay. So listening here, listening is a skill. So within 1 or 2 days or within 1 week, we can't make this ability. So here is the skill needed. So we need time. So what we want to do means listen maximum. So I know I'm a housewife and I have family, I have small child, everything. So like you all, you have family pressure, working pressure, everything is there. So what you all, but you all are finding some few time for study, because for our family, maybe for our future. Yeah. So anyway, we have only short time. So at that time, what we want to do is we should listen medical podcast. I know sometimes you like if you courses or films or any English songs means it's okay. But listen maximum medical podcast. So we will be aware, we are familiar with their accents. We will familiar with some medical terms or layman's language, everything. So whenever we are getting free time, listen to maximum medical podcast whenever you are free, means when you are doing cooking or driving something, that time maximum listen. So with if you are listening maximum, so definitely it will improve your listening skill and give concentration, because if we are like to listen or like a music, means we will give concentration to that one, or if we are like to hear some stories means we will give more concentration, like that. The father always says fall in love with OET. So what will happen if we love OET, we will give more, fall in love with OET means if we like to do listening, everything means we will give more concentration that time. Okay, so just like it and do it with a concentration, because listening need concentration. If we think something, that time the audio will go and we will lose our marks, everything. So concentration is very important during test day, because I know and that day is very we will become very tensed. So everything will be out of control. So while practicing itself, we should give more concentration. Okay. And one strategy, that is same audio for 1 week. That means this is actually our Major Father Salim Joseph. He only his strategy. He's always tell just listen one audio for 1 week. Means we have next week onwards we are starting some listening party. So one day, first day, whatever task, first day you should do that task, and second day you can do the next task. But what you want to do means the audio you should hear the next day also, like that 7 days same audio you should hear. So what will happen means we are very familiar with that accent. We will get okay, the answer will come like this. Okay, where they are giving the stress, intonations, everything we will listen carefully. So it will help, because it helped me a lot. That's the reason I am telling. You can use this tip also. And another one tip I used, speed. Increase the speed. But you don't do it at the earlier. Once you become competent, that means you are getting a constant marks. Uh, our aim is A grade. So 38, 36. Okay, constantly we are competent to identify the answer. Like that, once you become a competent, you can increase the speed of your audio. Nowadays in Telegram, this WhatsApp and all music players, we can increase the speed. That means one is normal, you can increase up to 1.2. That's enough. 1.2. So just increase your speed. And I'm telling, while when you are in the examination hall, while listening the audio, you feel they are telling very slowly, because I felt like that. But after once you become competent only, you can increase the speed. Okay, then be calm during the examination day. You should be calm, very quiet, because if you are giving more tension, stress, everything, uh, that will affect your mark, everything. Because listening is the first subtest you are facing. It needs more concentration. and you want to listen, you want to read it at the same time you are writing. So three things are happening. So three skills. Okay, so be calm. If you are tensed more, nothing will happen. It will lose our marks only. So be calm and quiet, and we can go and write the exam very effectively. Okay. Last thing, efficiently use 30 seconds and 2 minutes. These 30 seconds I already mentioned. Identify the or underline the headings and the keywords. And what about 2 minutes mean? At last we will get 2 minutes. I want to tell you that at that time use effectively. You just go to a part because you know a part is very easy and there is 24 marks. As I said earlier, how you are making the incorrect answers, I already explained. So when you are getting that 2 minutes, just go to that A part and you just check only you written the answers correctly. If you are made any notes there, just proceed. Don't rub it, don't go for that because you are wasting your time. So just proceed. Only the assessors they will only assess the answers only, and just to check that is it grammatically correct or not. Is there any spelling mistake? Minor mistake they will accept, but if totally the meaning is different means they will not give mark. Okay, same things. Don't write the two answers, everything. So that 2 minutes you should use efficiently. Okay, effectively. So these are the some tips I used. Okay, so you will get definitely you will get good score because I'm also a average student. But with this Edu Skill internationally, I cleared my OET. So with the help of other strategies, tips, everything. So it's not a matter how much or means how much time or this quantity of the materials. Okay, how many number of materials we are doing? Nothing. Actually, I done only this Edu Skill International. They're providing much materials, so you can do it repeatedly. You can do it when you are getting out of 42, out of 42. Okay, I am ready in that material. Okay, means repeatedly I used to do same material because I want to know where I am missing the answer, where I am means how I am getting correct answers. So whenever you are getting incorrect answers, go and check why, what happened to me, why I didn't get the correct answer. Okay, find it out and you do.
Thank you, Limna, for today's session.
Okay, Chi, thank you. Leave it.
Thank you, Limna. Nice class.